Coffee. Yeah.
This is the hottest spot in Nanjing, Pigpen Café. So elegant, absolutely elegant. Look at the main building, pure wabi-sabi style. They even hired a world-famous designer. Don't be fooled by the rundown exterior, it's just as rundown inside. The bar counter has that Syrian trauma style, and they've got a world-famous painting, the Pina Lisa. A well-known actor once checked in here too. I ordered a pig milk latte and took a stroll to the backyard, still the same elegant wabi-sabi style. A whole pig family, mom, dad, and baby, all neatly together. And look, one even escaped. Other people walk their cats, I walk my pig. Honestly, I'm jealous. You guys don't have to work, just get eaten. After the new year, a whole new batch of pig employees will take over. Tag your pig-loving friends for an interview. This place is super easy to find. Just look at the name, Lao Mu Zhu Gou. Doesn't that sound abstract? China's economy continues to struggle, and competition in the restaurant industry is fiercer than ever. Many well-known chain brands have shut down. However, in places like Yunnan, Guangdong, and Jiangsu, a unique trend has emerged: Pigpen Cafés. Many young people are visiting these cafes to take photos and try them out. Most of these Pigpen cafes are located far from city centers, often in rural areas or near scenic spots. Some of the most popular ones include Pigpen Café in Chengdu, Xiaxiaobai Café in Guangdong, and Little Pig Café in Fujian. These cafes have all been converted from old pig pens. Old rural courtyards have been given a simple makeover in the wabi-sabi style. Traditional farm tools like rough wooden troughs, stone mills, and bamboo sieves have been repurposed as decorations, adding a rustic charm. Abandoned and run-down pig pens have been transformed into what some call rural Starbucks. The contrast is striking, yet these unique cafes have drawn many young customers eager to visit. Many Pigpen cafes incorporate pig-themed elements into their products. At Xiaxiaobai Cafe, American-style coffee is called pig poop coffee. Jiuge Pigpen Café names most of their drinks with the words pig. At Pigpen Waterfall Cafe in Kunshan, latte art often features little pig designs. Some Pigpen cafes even offer interactive experiences with pigs. Pigpen Café in Nanjing's Laomu Zhugou and Jiuge Pigpen Café in Lijiang have small pet pigs on site for customers to play with. According to the website canyin88.com, discussions about Pigpen cafes remain highly popular on Chinese social media. On the platform Xiaohongshu, posts about Pigpen cafes exceed 10,000. On Douyin, Chinese version of TikTok, related videos have been viewed over 80 million times. However, many people say that the prices at these cafes are not cheap. The average spending per person is around 35 yuan. Some also complain about disappointing product quality and overall experience. On Xiaohongshu, one customer wrote that while Pigpen cafes may look flashy, the experience was underwhelming. Instead of focusing on decorations to attract customers who just want to take pictures, they should focus on making better products. On the Meituan app, another customer criticized a Pigpen cafe for poor service. They also pointed out that the cafe did not have a designated smoking area, forcing non-smokers to be exposed to secondhand smoke. These comments have resonated with many people. One person bluntly said that Pigpen cafes are only good for taking pictures. The drinks are mediocre and overpriced. For the same 30 yuan, I'd rather buy a Starbucks. Another customer shared their disappointment. I drove an hour to get here. The location is way too remote. I ordered an Americano for 28 yuan, and it was the worst coffee I've ever had. Some took a more sarcastic tone, commenting, Starbucks is out, and now it's the era of pig heads. Besides pork buns, pig heads have taken over another part of the food industry. Others complained about the smell. It stinks. The pig odor keeps wafting over. I kept gagging while trying to drink my coffee. Some have noticed most Pigpen cafes struggle with inconsistent customer flow and a lack of regular patrons. A manager at a Pigpen Café in Nanjing said that business fluctuates significantly between peak and off-peak seasons. Weekends and holidays bring more customers, especially hikers, outdoor enthusiasts, and families with children. With more entrepreneurs jumping into the rural cafe trend, competition among Pigpen cafes has become intense. Cafe owner Zhao said that in the past year, more than 60 new cafes have opened in her village. Just a few months later, many shut down, only to be replaced by a new wave of cafes. With China's economy struggling and fierce competition in the trendy food and beverage industry, many wonder whether Pigpen cafes can sustain their popularity. According to a report by Canyin88.com, nearly 3 million restaurants shut down in 2024, the highest number on record. The closures affected all types of businesses, including full-service restaurants, tea shops, cafes, bakeries, hot pot restaurants, dessert shops, buffets, snack bars, pubs, and barbecue joints. Preliminary data shows that from the last week of January 2025 until now, at least 41 stores under 40 different brands have closed. The restaurant industry had the highest number of closures, with 21 locations shutting down, including 7 cafes, 3 tea shops, and 2 bakeries. Data from Canyin88.com also shows that as of December 2024, over 300,000 hot pot restaurants in mainland China had closed, along with nearly 200,000 tea shops. Some users have criticized the Pigpen Café trend, saying it reflects a sense of rebellion and distorted thinking among young people today. Isn't drinking coffee supposed to be a relaxing activity in a clean, stylish environment? Why would anyone choose to do it in a pig pen? Some question why these cafes are themed around pigs. While they are marketed as trendy and unique, it is unclear whether customers truly find the experience enjoyable. The founders of these Pigpen cafes are actually responding to the intense pressures of modern life and the growing sense of coldness and hypocrisy in human relationships. By creating unconventional and rebellious dining experiences, they seek an outlet for their stress and uncertainty. Deep down, they hope to see a dramatic change in society. However, trying out these unusual dining experiences in China comes with risks. Compared to some others, Pigpen cafes are relatively harmless. It's just coffee, even if it's overpriced. But at certain themed restaurants, customers may end up paying what some call a hefty stupidity tax. Recently, a restaurant in Shanghai gained attention online for serving a dish made from inexpensive ingredients but priced at a premium. The dish features a 2-yuan seaweed roll, cut into thin 39cm strips, woven into a decorative Chinese knot, and hung from a tree branch as part of the presentation. Another dish involves a 1-yuan egg, fried and rolled into a golden egg crepe shaped like a rose. With some seasoning, a garnish of green herbs, a few slices of beef, and a side dish, it is presented as a custom-designed creative dish, priced at 2,288 yuan. The person who uploaded the video insisted it was not a joke. In another case, a popular food vlogger visited what is said to be Shanghai's most expensive private dining restaurant, where a meal costs 8,000 yuan per person. The restaurant is inside a 2-story villa, and each floor serves only 1 table at a time. The vlogger described feeling like stepping into a European castle. As he picked up a crystal glass for a closer look, a server calmly remarked, "This was used by Louis XIV. He looked up in shock, only for the server to continue, "An exact replica of it." The first dish served was called Crazy Stone, a bowl of actual stones with 2 small black cuttlefish balls hidden inside. The cuttlefish skin was wrapped around spicy chicken feet. The next course was a coral bonsai, accompanied by a Bluetooth speaker. The bonsai was for visual appreciation, while the speaker played ocean wave sounds. Only afterward did the actual dish arrive, a large plate decorated with green vegetable sauce, featuring a single sea cucumber stuffed with sea urchin. The meal continued with seahorse tonic soup, Joselito ham, and finally, Kobe beef as the main course. While eating, the vlogger praised the dishes, but later admitted in the uploaded video that they left the restaurant still feeling hungry. The comment section was filled with sarcasm. One comment asked, "Is this supposed to be an appetizer or the main course?" Another joked, "The service is worth 9,000 yuan, the food is a free bonus." you actually made a 1,000 yuan profit. Someone else commented, we all know you went downstairs and ate 2 pork buns after this. The owner still made 7,500 yuan in tears. Here's another case of a food vlogger exploring extravagant dining experiences.
Can you believe this plate of barbecue costs 1,500 yuan? Every time I search for food in Shanghai, I come across these ridiculously expensive and bizarre restaurants. They keep redefining what I thought was possible. Just by arranging the barbecue in a fancy shape, they can charge over 1,000 yuan for a single plate. Today, I'm going all out. Let's see what this is all about.
She said the restaurant presents itself as a place that promotes architectural aesthetics, with a name that reflects a strong cultural background. Its signature dishes are designed based on architectural blueprints. The vlogger was shocked after opening the menu. Even with a budget of 2,000 yuan per person, there was no guarantee of leaving full. The king crab was priced at 1,888 yuan per 500 grams. Since these crabs typically weigh 2,500 to 3,000 grams, a single order may cost tens of thousands of yuan.
I could have built this block tower back in kindergarten, yet they are charging me 1,368 yuan for it. I don't know if this overpriced stack of meat will even fill me up a third of the way. And then there's this pagoda. What does it even have to do with the blueprint? Another 1,300 yuan. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this before. Just goes to show how important education is. I'm ordering the beef pavilion. It looks pretty fancy.
Presenting to you now, traditional Chinese architecture. The pavilion symbolizes freedom. After serving the dish, the waiter began reciting a scripted introduction, catching the vlogger off guard. Seeing how serious he was, she was reminded of the painful memories of memorizing school texts as a child. The vlogger joked that this is how rich people learn history. She asked the waiter, how long did it take you to memorize that? The waiter sighed and said, a very, very long time. She then asked if the meat was good. The waiter smiled and apologized, saying he had never tried it. He couldn't afford to. The vlogger said the beef she ordered was gone in just 5 minutes. The final dish was a tiny bowl of foie gras fried rice, and the staff even asked if she wanted it portioned into smaller bowls. She could only say, elegant, truly elegant. When she walked out of the restaurant, she had the same feeling as the previous vlogger. She was still hungry. One comment under the video read, here's a fun fact, the prettier the plating, the dirtier the kitchen. Another person said, for this price, I could have had the highest grade Kobe beef in Japan and actually felt full. Someone else commented, it's not that I can't afford it, it's just that going to a place like this would make me feel brainless. Who knows what the wait staff are saying behind my back. The next restaurant is even more bizarre. This was at Haidilao, China's most famous high-end hot pot chain. In the video, a waitress suddenly started dancing for the customers, without asking for their permission. It was reportedly a requirement from the management. The waitress had a blank expression and moved stiffly as she performed the viral dance Kimusan. Many people felt sorry for her, saying she seemed forced into it. The performance was uncomfortable for both the staff and the diners. Everyone felt awkward, but no one could do anything about it. They had no choice but to sit through it. One viewer commented that watching it only filled them with sadness. Another comment read, that waitress doesn't seem great at dancing, but I bet she's good at studying. If you don't believe me, check her background. She's probably got a bachelor's degree or higher. That's the real tragedy. Meanwhile, another food vlogger took on the challenge of eating an entire roast suckling pig for 1,780 yuan. But the ending took an unexpected turn.
I booked a private dining room. Is this for the suckling pig? Yes, just for one person. Alright, I'll have the crispy suckling pig. One order of sweet baby cabbage, 80 yuan. A stuffed crab claw, 170 yuan. Shrimp and pea shoot dumplings, 50 yuan for 3. One fish soup dumpling, 148 yuan. Okay, that's enough. The suckling pig is still roasting. The pea shoot dumplings, 50 yuan for a basket of 3, so 16 yuan each. Smell fresh and have a nice clean vegetable flavor. Really tasty. Super tender. And here comes the star of the show, the suckling pig. These are the condiments that go with it. I'll dip a piece in some white sugar and give it a try. The crispy skin is nice, but there's a slightly gamey taste. Now for a bite of the pig's trotter, with a little sweet bean paste. It's actually really spicy. They only sliced off a thin layer of crispy skin, not much meat attached. It also comes with these old-style pancakes, kind of like a sandwich. Let's add some soy paste, a bit of crispy skin, a plate of scallions and cucumber slices, some tangy and spicy pickled vegetables, all paired with that crunchy pork skin.
The vlogger appeared to have a hearty appetite and continued eating, with oil coating her lips. She remarked that the pig likely had a low level of activity, as the fat content was way too high. The pork was then served with a salt and pepper seasoning. The vlogger found it tastier than the hand-pulled version. However, she still thought it was too greasy and drank a large glass of Coke to balance it out. She added that she wasn't sure if she was just being sensitive to the pork, but she still noticed a lingering gamey taste. The vlogger tried a few other dishes and said the best one was the pea shoot dumplings. After this meal, she joked that she would be avoiding pork for a while. The total bill came to over 2,700 yuan. At the end of the video, she shared that the air conditioning in her hotel room broke that night, making the room uncomfortably cold. She later experienced food poisoning and had to go to the hospital, which costed another 2,000 yuan. In the comment section, people said, "If I spent 1,780 yuan on a whole roast pig and it still had a gamey taste, I'd be devastated. I already thought the dumplings were pricey, but when I saw the Coke, 56 yuan for a can, I was speechless." A commenter familiar with the restaurant industry pointed out that the roast suckling pig looked unusually large, about a third bigger than a typical one. They noted that it was likely not an actual suckling pig, and the breed quality may have been poor, which could explain the strong odor. The restaurant was dishonest. While overpriced food is not uncommon, it usually requires some level of craftsmanship to justify the cost. However, the next case is even more extreme, with businesses openly exploiting customers. Recently, sellers on Chinese e-commerce platforms have been marketing bank soil, claiming it has a 99.999% success rate for attracting wealth. They say the soil was collected from outside major banks and that purchasing it can bring financial prosperity. Despite the dubious claims, some people have actually placed orders, leading to accusations that they are paying what some call a stupidity tax. Reports indicate that bank soil is being sold as a metaphysical product across multiple shopping platforms. It is categorized by bank type and location, with prices varying based on supposed wealth-attracting effectiveness. Some sellers even bundle the product with talisman, claiming they enhance the effect. Several vendors state that the soil was collected near China's 5 largest banks before being bottled and sold. One seller listed 108 grams of soil for 18.8 yuan, advertising it as selling out fast. Another product listing featured the phrase, "Rich people are using this." Many sellers also discourage returns by adding a spell, warning buyers not to cancel their orders because wealth, once invited, should not be sent away. The trend has even expanded to bank dust, which is actually just residue from cash counting machines. Some commenters questioned the practice, stating, "Isn't the Chinese Communist Party officially atheist? Now they're using superstition just to make money? This is beyond a stupidity tax, this is fraud." Others compared it to the Pigpen Café trend, saying, "In hindsight, Pigpen cafes don't seem so bad. At least you only lose a small amount of money there." At the very least, Pigpen cafes still reflect the restless and dissatisfied spirit of young Chinese people searching for meaning in their lives.